another one.
Our very first question of the night says, I need guidance on how to gain some experience as a software tester. I am currently in Norway and struggling to find a job as a software tester. My background is from banking industry in India, but I passed two, not one, but two ISTQB certifications and started applying for jobs and internships. Please give me some advice on how I can learn testing and how to get a job. So, isn't it interesting that this person not only one ISTQB certification, but two, but they're asking for advice on how they can learn testing. So, like I always say to you guys, right? The I'm gonna start a timer, right? The ISTQB is supplemental. It doesn't teach you testing, right? It just shows that you're a good test taker. You can pass a test. It it's useful if you are like in a government job or a government contracting job because they like to have these certifications on file because I mean they don't know about testing themselves, so it's like, oh, this person was able to pass a test. But gaining practical experience while testing, right? So there are I'll give you guys some advice on what you can do. I don't know how it is in Norway or in India and stuff like that, but what I would say is I would ask businesses like it's pretty much creating an internship for yourself, which I do plan on making a video for this, right? It's pretty much creating an internship for yourself where you are going to seek out businesses, someone who has like startups and stuff like that, and say, hey, I want to test your application, test your website and stuff like that. Doing work on a real application, a real website instead of some, like I tell you that go choose a popular website and write some test cases for it, write some automation for it and stuff like that, write up some defects and stuff. But the thing is, you don't work for the company, right? You're not going through the agile methodology. You're not using Jira and stuff like that. Those are the tools that you need that you need to learn that's going to be using on the job because if you're not if you're not graduating from college and you don't have any work experience, I don't I don't want to have to train you on the basics of what you should already know, right? Like, and that's how that's how when you're transitioning from one field to another, you want to gain experience, right? It shouldn't be the responsibility of the job to train you or to take a chance on you. I was looking at a question which I might be touching it on this one today, but I responded to the person that nobody owes you anything. All right. So if you want to gain experience, right? Because you started applying for jobs and internships and you can't find anything. I don't know how it is in Norway, but to me, internships are normally reserved for college students and stuff like that, right? That's what it means to have an entry level job. Like you're coming out of college and you need to get into the workforce, and even that is not guaranteed. That's very hard because guess what? When you have thousands of people going to college and graduating, and then all of them are there's like it's like a boot camp. Like college ends up being like a boot camp, right? It's it's like the accredited boot camp, to be honest with you, right? But all these people go to college and then they all going for the same jobs and stuff like that, just like it is in the boot camps. And now, but the thing with college is that you get more access to those internships and like they'll look to hire college graduates 6 months before they even graduate. So just throwing that out there. So how can you learn testing? you're gonna have to go find some freelance testing stuff, right? And you might have to go on Upwork. Actually, there is a list that somebody shared with me of all these different freelancing websites that I will share with my Patreon members on how they can, apply for some freelance jobs to get experience. The number one key is to get experience. If you haven't learned testing yet, then you need to go take a course on testing. A certification is not going to teach you testing. You can find it on Udemy. You can find it on Coursera. You can look on YouTube, which it might not be as structured, but you can look somewhere, and how do you get a job? I created I created some videos about creating a QA portfolio. You can check out that playlist, and it'll tell you so pretty much I'm saying use Docker to set up a test case management system. And then, we live streamed it, right? We set it up, and then we would log in, create test cases, write defects, do test executions. And that way, once you actually get to the interview, you can describe all the things that you did using Docker, and like dropping those buzzwords so that it's like, okay, this person, not only are they're ambitious, they're also innovative because look at the solution that they came up with, and that they and then you show them like, okay, these are my test cases, these are my show them your critical thinking skills, because QA is all about critical thinking. So that that's a strategy on how to get a job. Is it guaranteed? Nothing is guaranteed, so that's what I could that's the starting point that I would share with you. But if you had one-on-one coaching, we could deep dive into what you need to learn, strategize how to apply for jobs, where to apply for jobs, how to set up your LinkedIn, how to set up your resume. So many, there's so many different reasons why you might not be getting a job. If you're not getting contacted at all, it's probably because your resume sucks. So we had the video about crap resumes and stuff last year. Check that out. But if you are getting calls and interviews, but you can't get past the first or second step, probably you're a bad interviewer and you need to work on how to properly interview. So many different options that it could be. So just throwing that out there, right? And if anyone is in the same situation, maybe you need to get a coach, a mentor, so that you can get put on the right path. All right. So that is that question.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.